zašiftom do pića. Sustranjeni, kaže nas rašivit. Pome. Давай, za každom stavu do pića. Pome.
Давай.
Latvijas Slovakia esiet sveicināti Starptautiskās hokeja federācijas 2021. Gada pasaules hokeja čempionāts starp Slovākijas un spēles tiesneši.
Welcome to Riga, Latvia, in the Olympic Sports Center. As the 2021 World Hockey Championship continues, day 4, Julius Hudacek will get the start for Slovakia, 1-0 with a 1.50 goals against average, and Alexander Simonov will get the start for Russia. Simonov comes in with an .880 save percentage, 1-0. He played that opening day victory over the Czech Republic. Russia 2-0, Slovakia 2-0. And Rod and Dave were talking about the reinforcements that will be making their way over for Russia. So look at Lantosi, Cehlarik, the top line of Slovakia. And should they arrive today or tomorrow, they would be available for the final 2 games of the preliminary round. But we'll keep tabs on that. No Mikhail Grigorenko for Russia in this game. A minor upper body injury is what we're hearing. Happened in the game against Sweden, nothing serious.
First, second.
Dave talked about this earlier, a number of changes for Slovakia. Some of the young players, Nemec not in the lineup, Slavkovsky not in the lineup. Rosanic will chase this back into his own zone as Slovakia and Russia are underway. Up the boards at center. Ravik throws it cross ice for Cehlarik. Cehlarik will drop it back. Rosanic tried to slam that through. It got blocked. Comes around. Ravik dishes it off to Lantosi. Cehlarik. Lantosi back at the line for Gernat. That shot got blocked. Rosanic with the wrister, and that got blocked and just bounced over top the net. Good pressure here by this top line of Slovakia. Big hit as Ravik stepped into his man.
There's still an intimidation factor when you play against Russia, but the top line for Slovakia won't feel that. They've been the engine for offense so far for their team.
Back into the Slovakian zone, Martin Buchko in his first game. He'll get dumped, sharp angle, try that, sails over top of Hudacek and over top of the net. And we get a stoppage.
Marek Rivik, part of that top line at the front of the net, trying to get his stick free. The shot's going to come through. Gets him up high and deflected and bounces just a couple of feet wide of that glove side post. Top line accounting for 5 of the 7 goals that Slovakia has scored so far. And at 2-0, they would love to continue their winning ways.
Rivik's a solid 6'1", 205. Ivan Provorov with the shot, and that got deflected in front by Shalunov. Provorov back up at center, back for Shalunov, hits the line with Barabanov, delayed offside, and now play does get whistled down.
Shalunov was trying to take it back into the zone, but Voronkov, who was spilled deep in the Slovak zone, couldn't get out in time. Shalunov looking for his first point at the tournament.
Russia got the early lead on Great Britain, 4-0, 11 minutes into the game. Outshot Great Britain 42-11. Not the powerhouse that we saw at the 2019 World Championship in Slovakia for Russia. And as this goes off a leg, up and out of play.
That 2019 squad just rolled through the preliminaries, beat the U.S. in the quarterfinals 4-3 as we take a look at the coach Craig Ramsey, who's been inspiring to his Slovak team. Russia lost in the semifinal in 2019, 1-0 to Finland, and then beat the Czechs in a shootout to win the bronze.
Almost turned over at the line, but played back down low. This gets cleared in behind the net by Rafikov. Picked off in the corner, Studenic will play it back at the line. Drifter to the front of the net from Milos Roman. Goes off a leg and wide. Studenic in with a bump on Nikita Zadorov, and Zadorov glares over at him and barks at him a little bit. Cleared back in, Timken with a bump. Played back at the line for Nikita Zadorov for Artem Zub. Zub drifts it in. That got blocked before it got to the net. Evgeny Timken couldn't come up with a loose puck, and Skalicki will pick it up and send it in. Skalicki dumps it in. Liska goes in after it, gets tied up in the corner. Big Skalicki trying to work it free. Artem Zub of the Ottawa Senators comes up with it, plays across for Nikita Zadorov. Zadorov for Slepyshev. Slepyshev trying to go outside, and he's forced to the outside. Good defensive play there by Samuel Konashko, the youngster. Back to the line for Zub. And a redirect in front got turned over. And now an odd man rush. Nope, didn't develop. Sukel trying to get that in for Lisko in the corner. Sukel trying to work it free. And grabbed off, and Nikita Zadorov starts right back to the front of the net. Slepyshev tried to get that off to the back door. Karnukov never did get to him. Gavrikov will hold this in. And Pavel Karnukov will send it back down low. Spinning is Slepyshev, puts it back in deep. Pressure now by Russia. Taken by Provorov for Gavrikov. And Gavrikov's quick shot, that got deflected. Bounces around at the line and played back down low. Race to the corner. Elmakov trying to work that back out front. That got deflected away. Galimov waits for it again, looking for a redirect for Shalunov. And a battle in behind the net. Galimov for Barabanov. Barabanov will play it at the line. Gavrikov for Provorov. Provorov sends it down low. Shalunov short side. And Hudacek will make the save and hang on to it.
Good offensive zone time for Russia in that foray. We see Maxim Shalunov. That glove was off the hand of Sukel, so he was having to play without it. And Hudacek, with his puck coming towards the net, knows to freeze it. Give his players a bit of a rest.
Kristoff comes out to take the face-off. He is 59.3% in the face-off department coming into this game. He has won 19 of 32 for Slovakia. Dumped into the corner. Morozov goes in after it. Morozov is 57.5% for Russia in the face-off department, winning 14 of 33. Doesn't have the best percentage, but has been the busiest in the face-off department for Russia. And Simonov will get that on the short side and smother it.
Good rush into the zone, getting it directed towards the net. Goes off the pad, and then Poloshinsky is there as well. Simonov can't gather it up with the glove, and the tail end, had Pospisil trying to knock it through, looking for his third goal of the tournament.
Pospisil plays in Bratislava with Skalicki, or did play, and now in the Finnish league, SM Liga. Pospisil, Skalicki on that same team. Ville Heinola started there, and then when the AHL and the NHL got going, went back to the Winnipeg Jets organization. Lukas Klok, who we'll see in the next game with the Czech Republic, plays for that same team in Finland. Back up the ice for Rosandic. Feeds that one through. That was just beyond the reach of Krivik as that top line comes back out for Slovakia. Scoreless early in this game. Kacelinic will play this in. Gavrikov to the backboards. Gavrikov takes a bump on the play from Studenic. Kacelinic trying to hold it in. Provorov is on the loose puck, plays it up at center. Plays it for Tolchinsky, back for Provorov. Provorov, into the corner it goes. Karnukov, back for Tolchinsky. Sergei Tolchinsky in his second game for Provorov, into the slot for Slepyshev, save made. Hudacek, and the rebound is poked wide. Grabbed off by Kellerman in his first game for Slovakia. Milos Kellerman, number 12, and we get an offside called against Slovakia. Scoreless here in period number 1 in a couple of 2-0 teams.
The 2021 IIHF app, powered by Skoda. Download it now from the Apple App Store and Google Play. Skoda, simply German.
Face-off outside the line as we enter day 4. Russia, Slovakia, and Switzerland sharing top spot in Group A, each with 6 points. And over in Group B, Germany leads the way with 6 points after 2 straight wins. Kazakhstan, Latvia, and Finland are all tied with 4 points each. Cleared up for Adam Liska last. He'll dump this in. Skalicki goes in after it. Skalicki throws it from a sharp angle, turned away by Simonov. Bouncing puck in front of the net. And grabbed off by Voronkov. The Columbus draft pick will get to the blue line no further. Voronkov, the 19-year-old. Give chase. Oh, big hit. Konashko just got leveled on the hit from Shalunov. Here comes Skalicki with the wrister. That gets gloved down, fought off by Simonov, and then he'll hang on to it for a face-off.
then Skalicki goes towards the net afterwards for a hit against Ozhiganov. Here's Knashko. Thinks he has a lane to go. Doesn't even recognize that Shalunov is coming in with a solid shoulder. He's got his head down, sees him too late, trying to do a reverse. And the youngster is welcomed into this hockey game. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I think we were going to say the same thing.
You want to talk about their size? Or
Yep.
should I talk about their size?
Yeah, go ahead. And the fact that Nemitz isn't in the lineup. The 17-year-old, Slavkovsky, the 17-year-old, not in the lineup. And Konashko is in the lineup. He's 18. So one of the three teenagers. But yeah, Russia does have some size.
And they use it. And then they add in some of their skill. And a lot of these players have played together. There's about 8 guys that played for St. Petersburg.
Kuzmenko in front of the net for Nikita Zadorov, and a good right pad save made by Hudacek.
It's their best scoring chance right there.
And then Zadorov comes across and levels Lantosi.
So Russia is doing what they do at the World Championship. They've got the skill to make plays, but they are very physical. They play with an edge. And this puck will get popped out front. This little backhand pass. Hudacek gets there and falls it right into the equipment. Saw Granat without his stick. Hard to defend in that way.
Nikita Zadorov, a +5 coming into this game, leads Russia in the plus-minus department. Yavrikov for Provorov. Provorov gets the return pass. Provorov lifts a backhander in, blocked away by the right-handed catching Hudacek. This ends up in behind the net. Shvets Rogovoy trying to work it loose for Russia. Gets a little bit of help from Kamenev. And now taken by Pospisil, and Pospisil plays it to the far side. Tolchinsky trying to spin off a check and can't. And grabbed off by Deloga. He'll lift it near side. And out to center and in. And this will be an icing call as Buchko tried to feed that ahead.
One of a few of the new players for Craig Ransby, who talked about wanting to add some energy. You mentioned that the younger players get a chance to get a day off and some of the more experienced players get dropped in. It's the benefit of this tournament and also the expanded rosters. You can have up to 28 players.
And on that note, with Washington getting bumped, we were talking about Zdeno Chara. Slovakia has filled out its roster. 25-3. Bouncing puck in front. Milos Roman got a whack at it. Rebound off the side of the net. What an opportunity in tight for Hrvik. Or rather, Studenic had that chance off the back door. To the line. This gets chopped back down low by Ivan. And now Russia will regroup with Ozhiganov.
Studenic still looking for his first goal of this tournament and had an wonderful opportunity. A lot of the pucks hitting the goaltender. Oh boy.
Here's a pant. Galimov going in, and Hudacek shuts that down on the short side. Barabanov jumps on the loose puck. Barabanov plays it at the line. Artem Zub the shot. Hudacek comes out, challenges, and makes the save. Liska to the near side. Liska gets rubbed out there by Nikita Zadorov, and then it slips into the Russian zone, and Barabanov back, and he'll get it to Artem Zub on for Zadorov. Zadorov through for Morozov. Morozov, sharp angle, backhander, and Hudacek will hold.
Try to continue my thought. A lot of pucks are popping off the goaltender, Simonov. And so with the forecheck and the puck towards the net here, bounces off to the side. Studenic comes back into it, and the second time it's off the side of the net, but Simonov hasn't been that clean. He's been giving up rebounds, and if that continues, these are going to be converted. Good agility there, though, for the goaltender to get across. Played this last season in St. Petersburg for Valery Bragin, the coach of Russia.
The first time for Valery Bragin to coach the men's team. Plenty of experience with the junior squad. Battle for a loose puck in the corner. Berdyshov trying to work it out front. Comes back at the line for Provorov. Provorov's Attempted shot got blocked, but ends up on the stick of Morozov. Back for Provorov. He'll dump it down. Good jolt there. As Gernat stepped into his man. Lantosi carries back. Lantosi inside the line. American Hockey League action with Providence for Lantosi. Turned over and carried in by Christoph. Christoph dishes it off. Deloga, the captain, jumped into the play. Christoph, short angle try. Scramble up the side of the net. Back to the blue line and sent back down low by Poloshinsky. Got blocked and cleared. And Christoph will play it back for Buchko.
A wonderful opportunity there is the short side pass. Finds Christoph, he can't bury it.
This game remains scoreless. Netminder Alex Simonov, who plays in St. Petersburg with his best save of the afternoon. Blocker stop in tight off of Christoph to keep this game 0-0. Deflected off the glass. And got Jelenic back, but play gets whistled down.
Deloga, the captain, goes in and makes a nice play to get it near side. Stopped with the blade of the stick. He had to wedge that up in a hurry. Diving across. Shalunov's already committed to his left. Gets his right arm up there. Blocker stop, and Christoph can't knock it out of the air cleanly. He goes off the head of Provorov, who was diving to help out his goaltender.
Face-off win. Got Jelenic. Takes it deep for Slovakia for Milos Roman. Roman trying to jam it out front. Did. Timken's there to clear it away. Timken, a Gagarin Cup winner under Mike Keenan. This gets played around the boards. First penalty of the game is coming to Russia. And Simonov will smother that on the short side. And Slovakia will go to the power play for the third time in this championship.
Cycle in the corner, and it draws a slashing call, and then going to the net there is Studenic. Kamenev, the guilty party, will sit, and opportunity here with the extra man for Slovakia.
So the power play for Slovakia goes to work. Russia on the penalty kill has killed 4 of 6. 66.6% success rate. Russia was #1 at the World Championship back in 2019, killing 22 of 24 for just under 92%. Gernat will drop it back. Lantosi goes cross ice. Studenic tried to get it down low, could not. And Slovakia back on the regroup. Cehlarik tried to drop it back into his own end. Voronkov breaks it up. He'll play it back for Nikita Zadorov, and he'll lift one all the way down on Hudacek.
Slovakia gets it into the zone. They're going to go into an umbrella and try to get it to Cehlarik for a one-timer off the right side.
Here comes Cehlarik. Again, he had the puck get away from him. Ravik jumps on the loose puck, sends it cross ice, kept it at the line by Lantosi. Lantosi spins it back for Marek Ravik. He'll put it up top for Gernat. Down for Lantosi. Studenic heads towards the front of the net. Lantosi dropped it off, but good defensive stick there by the young Voronka to deflect it away.
Got to be careful. Russia has 2 shorthanded goals already in this tournament. Shvets Rogovoy has one. Grigorenko, who's not dressed for them, as the other.
This will get pumped in by Kristoff. Simonov puts it up on the glass. Kristoff trying to block it, comes back at the line. Rosandich holds it in, gets it back for Skolicki. Back it comes for Rosandich. He'll go cross ice for Kristoff. Rosandich for Pospisil. Tried to get that from his skate to a stick. Couldn't do it cleanly, and as a result, no scoring opportunity. Kristoff again to the line, and Zadorov just lined him up, and Kristoff will, in discomfort, make his way to the bench.
He got pinball trying to get past Zadorov and took the worst of it.
One shot on that power play. We are situated probably 20-25 feet away from the ice surface here in this building. And Nikita Zadorov's eyes just got big when he saw the opportunity to step into Kristoff.
The short little pass, bump pass for Kristoff, gaining some speed. He thought he could just jump by Zadorov. Zadorov had other plans.
Kuzmenko giving chase on Butchko. Butchko will try and skate it out. Gets to the red line, slips it in. It doesn't get deep. And Gavrikov is on it. On for Prospis or for Provorov. Provorov gets it from Morozov. Quick shot by Morozov. And Hudacek will make another stop and hang on to it.
Just glanced behind him too. Just a hit on Kristoff. Boy, a pinball effect there. Wanted to jump by, but coming into the play and keeping the elbow low enough was Zadorov. Kristoff gets to the bench. You know that feeling when the air just gets punched out of your lungs.
Nikita Zadorov at 6'6", 236 has had a couple of huge hits here in the early going. Shots 11-10 in favor of Russia here as we are under 6 minutes left to go in period number 1. Galimov gives chase on the forecheck. Rosandich will start the attack. Lantosi takes the pass on the right side. Lantosi drops it back. Gernat with the wrister. That goes off the body in front and wide. And taken and slowed down by Shalunov. And now Rifakov will just drop it off. Russia in a change. Rifakov will play it back towards the front of his own net. It was in tight on Zadorov. Zadorov does jam it up for Evgeny Timkin. Timkin gets to the line, shovels it in. Konashko goes after it. Konashko gets pinned to the backboards by Kamenev. Gets the puck ahead for Adam Liska. Liska comes rink wide for Skolicki. Pavel Skolicki with some chin music from Simonov. Skolicki will chase this down, plays it back at the line. Wrist shot, that got blocked. Kamenev on the loose puck for Russia. He'll play it back for Zadorov, who will leave it for Artem Zub. And he'll park there until Russia finishes the change. First year with the Ottawa Senators for Artem Zub. And he became a very key member of that defense corps in Ottawa.
Scored 3 goals for the Senators, all on the road, as a matter of fact. 1 in Toronto and 2 in Montreal.
Here's a turnover, Holoshinsky. But they had to wait because Pospisil got knocked down and he was inside the Russian zone. Slepyshev takes it outside on Butchko, gets it to the front of the net. And Karnukov got a stick on that, but it deflected wide. Gavrikov will regroup on for Provorov, the 2 NHLers, one with Columbus, one with Philadelphia, paired together for Valeri Bragin. Provorov will whip this into the Slovak zone. Comes around the boards. Trying to work it free with Studenic, couldn't. And Rafikov carries in, but they're gonna say the puck came outside the line. 3:52 left to go in a scoreless opening frame. Latvia and Italy, no score over in the other arena, Arena Riga. Canada will play Germany there later. And here, the Czech Republic and Belarus will meet. Some reaction off the Slovak bench about that takedown. Morozov carries up at center. He'll dish it off, and Rafikov will send it around the boards. Gacalenic chips it up the left side wall. This gets chopped out by Kellerman. Then off the leg and back in, and Gacalenic back in on the regroup. Up at center. This will get shoveled in by Ivan. Cross ice, Gernat's pass got intercepted. Barabanov couldn't get anywhere against Studenic. And is back for Gernat, Memorial Cup winner in the Western Hockey League with Edmonton. He'll play it back for Ravik. Ravik with 2 goals in this championship will play it in. Coming into this game, 40 minutes and 57 seconds in the 2 games, a 20-28 average. And that leads Slovakia in ice time. That whole line gets plenty of ice time. Ravik averages 20-28, Lantosi 18-15, and Cehlarik 17-46.
They're going to have, Russia will try to have Zadorov and Zub out there as often as that top line for the Slovak team gets out there.
Sukel plays it back for Kanashko. Simon Kanashko, good move to get out of his own zone. Then it gets turned over against Kamenev. Kamenev gets pressured by Janosic. World Championship game 22 for Adam Janosic. Play back at the line for Provorov. He'll go cross ice. Gavrikov tried to drive that one through it, got blocked. Big Skalicki will jam this out to center. And Kamenev back into his own end for Ivan Provorov.
Maybe that was a little bit of a blink on why Craig Ramsey had his other 2 younger players not dressed tonight. Kanashko trying to do a little bit too much at the zone blue line, and it gets turned over and they spend more time in their own zone.
Well, Craig Ramsey with his coaching experience, playing experience, you know exactly there was a game plan for why he makes the decisions that he does.
Shelter the young kids, let them take a look at this game and see how physical some teams can be. And it's a long tournament.
Pospisil sails a long backhander with some juice on it all the way to Holoshinsky. Behind the play, Pospisil stepped into his man. Karnikov carries down in, gets away from him. Tolchinsky going after it. Tolchinsky gets wrapped up. And the puck comes loose and gets cleared by Christoph, who's back out. We're into the final minute now, period number 1. And I would have to think that Craig Ramsey is going to be fairly pleased with what he has seen from his team so far.
You hope that they're not going to be a little bit shy in the second period with all the big hits that they were taking in this first, but you're right, fairly even first period for both these teams.
Pass up the middle is broken up.
There's a wrestling match near the benches.
Pospisil and Kuzmenko were at it.
Zadorov with another hit, this time on Ravik.
He has come to the rink angry, except you can't say that because when you see him on the bench, he's smiling.
True.
So when he gets on the ice, he's angry. Now there's a penalty coming to Slovakia, and Russia will go to the power play for the first time in this game. Cehlarik will go to the box.
Yeah, it's unfortunate this late in that first period. Right near the bench, Kuzmenko gets felled. Cehlarik lost the puck and had to run some subtle for interference, and it was not so subtle. Gets the hook he called, 13 seconds left in this first period.
Russia's power play, 22.2%. This is the 10th power play opportunity in this championship for Russia. That is number 1 in opportunities. And Russia controls off the faceoff. Ivan Provorov in the dying seconds of this period rattles one in from the line. That went wide, and they have ticked off Lisko on the way in. And the first period will come to an end.
See if Slovakia can come out with some renewed energy and take some of the physical play and put that against Russia to slow them down.
12-11. The shots in that opening period in favor of Russia. Russia will start the second period on the power play.
technology that helps us to find joy. All those things that make life, life. And us, human.
Škoda, simply clever.
For the last 2 years, we had to pause the game that we love. But the love for the game has never died. Ice hockey is ours. Our endless spirit, our passion, our love. Little by little, the IIHF is bringing the game back. It is time to get back on the ice.
Игра состоит из множества моментов. Каждый момент приближает тебя к выигрышу. Ближе и ближе.
Rezultāts pēc pirmā perioda. Slovākijai 0.
Google Play. Škoda, simply clever.
All right, yep. Let's go, boys. 1, 2, 3. Huh. High kick off. Congrats for the championship in Finland.
First, second, wait.
Keep it down, hey. Keep your hands down. Keep your hands down.
Guys, Guys, when I blow the whistle, then stop. If they go to the, you can protect the goalie, but when I blow it, you stop it. Guys, both of you, stay, okay? I'm watching you. Nice.
Nope, nope, let's go. Yep, yep.
Tam nic nie ma, mrkwy. Mamy lepszy, dasz pan go. Dawaj, dawaj. Nic nie ma, jesteśmy lepsi, jesteśmy lepsi. Poradzimy, dawaj. Wydamy. Jesteśmy w stresie, damy pierwszy gol, jesteśmy w stresie. Dawaj.
Jasne, tam próba,
Tak to słaby, nic nie grać.
a z toho rohu, jak som to tam hodil, to také sa odrazí, tak to tam... To si netrvá hádať.
Dobre, dawaj, widzisz, perfekt, dawaj. Dawaj, perfekt. Придайте, снимайте.
Ja by som sa...
Take good, just make the play.
Second period about to get going. Russia will start on the power play. No score here in this game, and we have seen a lack of offense after a lot of goals on Friday and Saturday. It kind of dried up yesterday. Only 5 goals scored in 3 games in this building. 2 of them came in the second period of the opening game. And now we have a 0-0 draw in this one so far.
So the levy's going to break sometime.
Yep. Solaric is in the penalty box. Shots in that opening period were 12-11. Both your netbinders, Alexander Simonov and Julius Hudacek, were perfect. And the second period gets going. Ivan Provorov, his lead pass for Tolchinsky beyond his reach. Shulanov will dump it in. Comes up the boards. Liska on the loose puck on for Sukel. And Sukel will dump it deep and head to the bench on the line change. Up through center for Ivan Provorov. And Provorov's pass goes off the stick of Studenic. So Russia, a little trouble getting into that Slovak zone and getting set up. Ivan Provorov tries to work it through center. 371 NHL games played for Ivan Provorov with the Philadelphia Flyers. This puck comes around the board. Shalunov couldn't trap it. And Provorov will chase it all the way back.
They're going to kill their own penalty.
You're doing a good job.
A couple of errant passes earlier by Provorov, and once it did get in the zone, it was sent all the way around by Tolchinsky. Barabanov couldn't reach it, and they just continue to work from their own end.
Now Janosic squeezes Barabanov out, and it's cleared down the ice. Andrei Kuzmenko dishes it off to the near side. Yalamov with the high wrister that ends up, or Berdyshev with the wrister that goes over top the net. Liska now on the loose puck, takes it back. Voronkov along the boards, getting tied up there with Ravik. And it's spun back for Ozhiganov. Ozhiganov to the red line, sends it off on the left side for Voronkov. Voronkov takes it wide, lays it back for Berdyshev. Power play is over. One shot of the power play, shot from the line by Ozhiganov. Comes off the backboards, and Hudacek will grab it and hold on to it.
Voronkov was battling near the front of the net, but the shot didn't get off the goalie. Off to the side. A couple of helpers for him. The youngster in this tournament, picked by Columbus in the 2019 draft, 4th round. Made in Kazan, which is 1,000 miles east of Moscow. And it's still not the middle of Russia. There's more to go.
What year was that? We were in Ufa, where it didn't get daylight till like 11 o'clock in the morning. That was for the World Junior. Timken takes a bump from Ravik, gets the puck into the corner. It's bounced to the line, Artem Zub. It does come out, so a delayed offside. Russia will clear the zone. Lantosi will carry it out on for Cehlarik. Cehlarik sends it into the corner. Lantosi gets tied up with Artem Zub. They both go down. Gernat plays it back for Lantosi. Back for Gernat. Fakes the shot. On for Ravik. Ravik plays it across. There's Gernat. Lets the shot go. The pass came from Yvonne. And now taken and banked up off the boards for Evgeny Timkin. Skates around Yvonne, and back for it is Gernat. Gernat trying to clear, put it over top the linesman who got it out of the way. Lead pass, and Holoshinsky with the slap shot from the left side that goes off the stick and out.
His first game for Craig Ramsey and the Slovakia team. Just 7 goals in the 2 games that they've played so far. The last time these 2 teams met was in 2018. That was a 4-0 win for Russia. So we see Provorov, who's always involved in the offense.
Adrian Holoshinsky, who had that last shot, spent 4 years NC2A with the Maine Black Bears, but in that time only got into 17 games. The logo with a blast from the line that's turned aside by Simonov. Gets turned over in the Russian zone. Pospisil drops it back. Butchko plays it down low. Pass to the front of the net, got steered away as Holoshinsky tried to jam it to the front of the net. Pospisil comes across, missed his man with a check, and Tolchinsky will carry it in. That gets turned over right back up the ice. Pospisil takes the pass, has Kristoff with him. Kristoff the rebound. Couple of saves, it bounces around. At the line, Konashko the shot, and Simonov another save.
Simonov's given himself more work. Every puck that's come to him has bounced off him, but the Slovaks can't get to it. There's the first rebound, there's another one that pops off him. Shot from the point's gonna bounce, and then he'll find it. Good job by Pospisil to fake the pass and then shoot across the body. Kristoff redirects it, and Simonov almost loses his net, has to get back to the blue paint.
This is the second game of the championship for Tolchinsky. Did not play in game 1. We saw him on the bench there.
Yeah, he was just an offensive demon in the playoffs for Omsk. Was the MVP, had 20 points in 24 games. Got the overtime game winner in game 6 against CSKA Moscow for Omsk in their Gagarin Cup win, 28th of April.
Konashko back into his own end, reverses against the traffic. It comes up the left side boards. Kellerman trying to work it outside of the Slovak zone. Gets a little bit of help there from Janosik. Kellerman will send this deep. And back for it, Dronov. Grigory Dronov for Russia. Dished off the long lead pass, Ozhiganov. And that pass misses everyone. And an icing call against Russia.
A lot of times when you go up against a team that is as physical as Russia's been, it makes you want to get the revenge going and take that extra step, maybe get that late hit. And Slovakia hasn't done that. I mean, they've taken the hits, and there have been some thunderous ones, but they're still going. They're just going to brush it off. Okay, you're going to hit us? Fine. We're still going to play hockey. We're not going to go running around and lose our heads and start giving you guys power plays.
Sukel trying to pull that back, but Shalunov knocked it away. Cleared up at center. Galimov shovels it into the Slovak zone. Kocelenic, his cross-ice pass goes off his skate. Sulak hustles back into his own end. Long pass intended for Skalicki, didn't get there. Kocelenic will try it again. On for Skalicki. Chips it off the boards out the center, and big Nikita Zadorov plays it back for Artem Zub. His pass was picked off by Skalicki. Zadorov back for it. Again, a pass that misses everyone. Artem Zub finally catches up to it and sails it in. Zub jumps in from the line, puts this back in behind Hudacek. Comes around for Lantosi. Lantosi gets another solid jolt from Nikita Zadorov. Zadorov has been punishing in this game. Berdashov tried to get that shot through. It got blocked. and Sukel will bounce this into the Russian end of the ice. Zadorov for Zub, on for Morozov, and on for Kuzmenko. Kuzmenko gets to the line no further, cleared right back out, and Gavrikov will send it for Provorov. Back in across the line. Timken with the wrister. That got turned away by Hudacek. Gavrikov is in from the line. Kamenev for Provorov. Provorov waltzes to the middle of the ice and lets a wrister go that goes off a stick and out of play.
Lantosi stuck with him the whole way. Provorov backpedaling, scooching to the middle, trying to get it to the front of the net. Shots are 15-13 Slovakia, so they've gone ahead since the start of this second period.
No Yevgeny Dadonov, who has been a regular at these World Championship play for Russia. No Ilya Kovalchuk, who has been a staple as well, the all-time leader in games played, goals for, points with 94 World Championship games played. 36 goals, 86 points for Kovalchuk.
And no Ovechkin. He is not going to make an appearance here at the World Championship, dealing with an injury.
Speculation is that the three coming over will get here in time for the playoffs, for quarterfinal action. That being Tarasenko from St. Louis and Orlov and Samsonov from the Washington Capitals. This game still looking for its first goal. Slovakia and Russia scoreless in the second. Yalamov at center lifts a backhander in. Hudacek will put a backhander onto the stick of Janosic. Janosic sends it on for Milos Roman, and he'll play it through for Kanashko. Kanashko with a quick shot to the short side. Simonov makes the save. Kuzmenko will play it to the near corner. Ozhiganov snaps it up the middle. Lead pass now. Galamov looking to get a wrist shot through and off the stick of Kanashko and out.
Some good defending from Kanashko with speed through the neutral zone, and Galamov is not able to find the target.
So look at Janosic.
Right. Solid defender for the Slovak squad.
We were talking about the lack of scoring. There was a goal in this building from Robert Lantosi at 4:42 of the second period versus Great Britain Sunday morning. 324 minutes and 42 seconds had been played in this arena, and 39 goals from Friday night to that point had been scored. Since then, over 180 minutes, we've had 2 goals scored. Maybe they've made the net smaller. There's a shot, and Hudacek will smother that and hang on to it.
Well, maybe the physical play is slowing everybody down. Kristoff gets hit from Zadorov there, and this one's Ravik. And here's another one. Zadorov's enjoying himself. I mean, when you're that big and you have the chance to step up, you're going to take it.
Didn't see him that much with the no play between all the divisions this year in the National Hockey League, but with the Winnipeg Jets and some of his games with the Colorado Avalanche in that Central Division, he was punishing. Started with Buffalo, part of that deal with Grigorenko. Grigorenko not in the lineup for Russia in this game. Grigorenko leads them in scoring, 2 goals and 4 points for Mikhail Grigorenko, including that late third period winner in the dying seconds against Czech Republic.
Yeah, both first rounders to the Sabres. Zadorov was 16th overall in 2015, and then Grigorenko 12th overall in 2012.
Gernat sends this on for Lantosi. Lantosi will wind his way in, tried to cut to the inside on Kamenev. Slepyshev is on the loose puck. Slepyshev trying to send this into the Slovak end of the ice. Slepyshev back in the KHL for the 18-19 season after 3 seasons with the Edmonton Oilers. Slepyshev gets wrapped up in the corner, takes his man down, no call. Tolchinsky puts it into the slot. Gavrikov knifes a backhander over top the net. And we get a stoppage.
It has been a physical game, and again, if you pull the other team into that, you look at Gavrikov, Columbus property the last 3 years with the Blue Jackets.
Face-off will be to the right of Julius Hudacek. Referees for this game, Andrus Ansons of Latvia, Christian Vikman of Finland, and the linesmen are Lauri Nikolainen of Finland and Hannu Sorminen of Finland. Provorov for Gavrikov, and he'll snap this in. Galimov waits for it on the far side. Butchko keeps an eye on him. The puck jammed around to the near side. Pospisil will play it rink wide. Galimov will drive it right back in. Niloga chips it off the boards, catches up to it himself, pokes it out to neutral ice. Provorov for Gavrikov and Barabanov. Toronto to San Jose. Barabanov coming in, dishes it up. Provorov joining the attack and has that try short side. Hudacek, another save. Now a high shot that catches Hudacek up top. And referee maybe not blowing it as quickly as Hudacek would have liked. He was signaling that that went off my mask, and then finally play does get whistled down after the great chance by Provorov.
Good play in the neutral zone by Barabanov. Gains the zone, moves it off to his side, and there's that shot that the goaltender, Hudacek, Provorov is trying to get it upstairs in a hurry. He's going to hit him up high, and then he was signaling to the referee, even though the mask hadn't come off, but he could feel the strap had come undone. The referee wasn't understanding, let play go for a little bit longer.
And there was the other shot that came from the corner, and then finally play got whistled down. Ozhiganov throws this in behind the net. Berdashov in a battle in behind Hudacek. And just like you draw it up, they have 2, we have 3, and the team with 3 comes up with the puck. That was Milos Roman. Kuzmenko, it turned over at the side of the net. Scramble, Studenic with the opportunity. Samsonov, or Samson wasn't sure where it was, and it got cleared away, but Alexander Simonov doing there's a shot, score! And Slovakia will get the game's opening goal, Milos Kelemen, in his first of this championship.
Kelemen started everything with a ferocious forecheck. Simonov never got recovered after the puck was put towards him the first time. A broken stick on the ice, and Slovakia took advantage. There's Kelemen finding the puck, gets it out front. Here's a shot that Simonov now thinks it's underneath him. It isn't. It's worked free by Dronov. And I don't think Simonov, he's settled here, but the puck doesn't get out of the zone. And this screen shot goes over his arm. Nice setup by Milos Roman. And Kelemen gets the marker.
That all started with Milos Roman coming out of the pile from behind his own net with the puck. Carried it down the ice, and that is the first World Championship goal for Milos Kelemen.
So good defense creates the offense. But now there's going to be a delayed penalty for Slovakia that's going to put Russia onto the power play unless something else untoward happens.
For European players, that first goal in this championship is very similar to your first NHL goal.
Yeah, and against this team.
Power play for Russia coming up. Slovakia with the 1-goal lead. Pavel Skolicki goes to the penalty box for high sticking. Russia will go to the power play for the second time this afternoon.
The puck battle from that face-off after the goal, and Skolicki got his stick up on Timkin.
Provorov at the line for Tolchinsky. Tolchinsky trying to get it to the front of the net. And Slipashev slipped it by the near post. Battle for the puck off the backboards. Latvia has taken the 1-0 lead on Italy over at Arena Riga. Tolchinsky for Provorov. Provorov for Shulanov. The shot, blocker save made by Hudacek. Puck is loose. Taken out of the pile and cleared by Rosandic, but it doesn't get out. Centered back in front. Slap shot, score! Tolchinsky takes the pass and rips it glove side. And I think Slovakia is arguing that there was a knockdown with a glove and a glove pass that should have whistled play down.
The goaltender, Julius Hudacek, went right to the referee and linesman to explain just that. The shot, the rebound, Slepyshev can't bury it here. This doesn't get out. Rosendic doesn't clear it.
They're right. That should have been whistled down. It's off the glove.
This is after that glove pass, the pass from below the goal line. Tolchinsky, the shot, it goes off Barabanov's right skate and deflects up past Hudacek. They all go to celebrate with Tolchinsky, and Barabanov's like, hey, why not me? He'll take it if they allow it.
So the game is deadlocked at 1 power play marker. Slovakia would like some kind of an explanation, but other than the call was missed, there isn't much more of an explanation to give.
That's unfortunate.
So Barabanov with the power play marker. Tolchinsky unloaded.
Here's the clearing. There's Shalunov with the glove. And then Provorov keeps it in. Pretty clear.
Not a glove pass as such, but it does go off the glove, and that's deemed a glove pass.
I was concentrating on to see if Provorov could keep it in the zone, not necessarily the fact it went off the glove to get there.
Lantosi gets dumped on the far side, puck around. Artem Zub will get on it. Played in behind the net. Big hit there by Gernat as he bowled his man over out at center ice. Bouncing puck and taken in by Cehlarik. Cehlarik to the front of the net. Good save made by Simonov. Ravik is after it. Ravik plays it back in behind the net. Lantosi on the loose puck. Lantosi trying to work it out of the corner against Kamenev. Comes back to the line, but it gets away from Ravik. And he'll chase this down back into his own end. Deloga, the captain of this Slovak squad. And this will get dumped in by Pospisil. No one there. Icing will be the call.
Situation for Slovakia, they just have to flush it and regroup. They do a good job getting over the line, getting it towards the far side. And Simonov is able to get across. Cehlarik with the pass. Lantosi with the redirect. We've seen him with a couple of redirects, Dan, just in the last couple of games for Lantosi. Just for whatever reason, he can't just muscle it where he needs to with that redirect try.
Gavrikov trying to clear. Pospisil knocked the puck down and then knocked Gavrikov down. Back at the line, Janosic. That shot gets ticked wide. Kristoff controls it at the line, sends one to the front of the net, off the body to the corner. Janosic jumps in from the left point. Janosic trying to get away from Karnukov. Janosic has some help down low from Holoshinsky. And then Holoshinsky gets buried and taken down. And back up for Slepyshev. Slepyshev trying a bit of a toe drag on Kristoff. That didn't work. Tolchinsky on the loose puck. Back for Slepyshev. Away from him. Shalunov is after it. Konashko, who got a big jolt from Shalunov earlier in this game. Doesn't get enough on that back pass, and it ends up at the line for Rozhiganov. He'll get it for Dronov. Grigory Dronov trying to send that one through, and it got blocked. Shalunov spins it back. Galimov. He'll leave for Rozhiganov. Rozhiganov squeezes his wide pass Holoshinsky. Wrap-around try by Shalunov doesn't work. Slap shot from the line. That went way wide from Grigory Dronov. And Galimov will chase this back into his own end for Russia.
Next time the play comes up the ice, look at the bench for Slovakia. They're all standing. They're all into this.
Turned over, and Sklenichka will charge back. Gets away from Artem Zub. Sklenichka trying to get around Zadorov. Couldn't. Zub takes Liska to the backboards. And Barabanov will carry it out. Barabanov drops it back. Morozov pass almost intercepted. Zoom looking for that top corner, and Artem Zub got lots on it, but he missed the target. Morozov takes the pass from Zadorov. Back from Zadorov. That got deflected. Zub was down in front of the net. Got a tip on it. Kuzmenko plays it back. Morozov for Zadorov. His pass back got intercepted by Milos Roman. Roman trying to muscle it out. Can't. Kuzmenko back to the line. Zadorov for Morozov. Back for Kuzmenko. He'll spin and go the other way. Gets it back at the blue line. Zadorov takes the pass. Lets the one-timer go as he took that pass from Gavrikov. Bouncing puck at the line, and Studenic will get it out. Kuzmenko trying to work his way back in. Takes a look. Russia's changing. Sends it back at the line for Kamenev, and he blistered that one wide. And Studenic will come up with it for Slovakia.
That's a long shift for those guys out on the ice for Slovakia. They need to get the puck down the ice.
Brozandic plays it ahead. Skalaric's pass. No one there in a white jersey, and that's a break for Timken. And as he lets the wrister go, it goes off Brozandic and out of play. 1-1 tie here in the second in Riga. Face-off will be to the right of Hudacek. If you're into numbers, 12,228 seconds. No goals were scored in this arena, and then we get 2 in 66 seconds. So there you go. There's
more to come.
Math test for the day.
Thank you.
There'll be questions in the third period. Studenic will dump it off for Ravik, and he'll pitch a backhander cross ice, comes outside at center. Rosandic back in. Solaric goes cross ice. Gernat in from the line, back for Ravik. And this will get spun out, and down the ice it goes. Rosandic will go back for Slovakia. Pass up the middle goes off Tolchinski. Slepyshev trying to bust it back in, Kent. And back up the ice, Gernat joins the rush, lets the shot go to the short side wide. Ravik after it on the far side. Ravik takes a look, no lane, leaves it back. Deloga, he'll dish it off. Solaric back for Deloga, walks it to the middle, lets the shot go off the body and wide. Bounced out at center ice. Shalunov will play it in. He'll give pursuit. Body check there on Buchko. And Hudacek out to play it. Does a little bit of stick handling, gets pressured. Front of the net is empty. Controlled back to the line for Artem Zub. Shot, and that may have ticked off the glove of Hudacek. Now he dances his way back into the crease and kicked that one away on the short side.
Certainly did.
Some fancy footwork there from Hudacek. Zub at the line. Galimov down for Barabanov and back for Artem Zub. He'll skate it to the middle, lets the wrist shot go. That got blocked. And Buchko will get this out at center ice. 2.5 left to go here in the second. This gets broken up by Buchko at the line. Pospisil carries back in. Pospisil wrist shot. And Simonov snares that in the midair and will hang on.
Well, if you know anything about Julius Hudacek, go online to watch some of his YouTube post-game celebrations. But this one, he just is unsure what to do, holds on to it for too long, can't move it. Now he's stuck behind the net. He's watching things. You think he's settled in. Makes a nice stop. A little spin around there. Nice little left kick. That's the soccer before games that the players play. And now he's just happy the puck's as far away as it can be.
Yeah, they're in the entertainment business.
The Huda show is what we're talking about, where in Europe after wins, the players come back out on the ice and salute the crowd, and he takes it to a whole nother level.
And good on him.
Yeah.
Janosic plays it on for Holoshinsky, no room for him. And Pospisil jumping in, almost had a bit of a break. He got tied up and got spilled. Pass up the middle. Svetsvoy drops it back. Timken goes in after it. Rokovoy after a loose puck. It ends up back at the line, and on it is Pospisil. He'll send it cross ice. Holoshinsky. Little stutter step on Provorov. Holoshinsky back for Pospisil. Provorov breaks it up. Had it knocked off his stick. He gets a little bit of help from Svetsvoy, and it's cleared out at center ice. And back into the Slovakian zone. Misfire there by Gernat. Hudacek comes out to play it. Gernat on it again. And he'll send it up for Kellerman, the goal-getter in this game for Slovakia. Before Barabanov tied it up on a controversial power play marker. Slepyshev had the other assist along with Tolchinski on that goal. Shots 21-19 in favor of Slovakia as we're into the final minute of period number 2. Long lead pass. Kellerman drops it back. Studenic. Oh, Studenic had Ravik all alone in front of the net. Couldn't get it to him. Rosandic bounces this off the boards, and Artem Zub will retreat for Russia. Barabanov on for Nikita Zadorov. Gets to center, no further. Rosandic goes cross ice. And right back in on that far side for Lantosi, but offside is called with 21.9 seconds left in the second.
First goal of the hockey game is going to be to Kellerman. He's in the lineup for the first time and now on the score sheet for Slovakia. After the hand pass wasn't called, this slapper from Tolchinsky does go off the skate of Verbanov and up over the blocker. So Alexander Verbanov has 2 goals and a helper at the tournament so far. Those goals came in 66 seconds. After, what was it, 12,000 seconds without a lot of action?
Yep, and a bit. Late pass up the middle. Svets Rogovoy going after it, and then Svets Rogovoy with a bit of a bump on Deloga. Deloga went back at him. Timken comes into the pile.
I almost expected more of this earlier in the game. The way that Russia was initiating the hitting and Slovakia trying to do their best. This is Deloga, then more people come in, and Timken is a big part of it.
Keep it down. Keep it down, boys. It's gone.
There's the instruction from the referee and linesman. Primarily a Finnish crew that you detailed earlier.
Timken's the big guy that got into that pile at 6'5", 218. A couple of KHL championships for him.
Part of the St. Petersburg crew on this roster for Russia.
First one was with Magnitogorsk.
Ah, yes.
Played around the boards, and the second period will come to an end. And 40 minutes done, and some of the chippiness continues here. Chirping after the whistles. Slovakia and Russia, 1-1, 40 done in Riga.
last 2 years, we had to pause the game that we love. But the love for the game has never died. Ice hockey is ours. Our endless spirit, our passion, our love. Little by little, the IIHF is bringing the game back. It is time to get back on the ice.
Игра состоит из множества моментов. Каждый момент приближает тебя к выигрышу. Ближе и ближе. Движение за движением. Касание за касанием. Момент за моментом. И победа у тебя в руках.
And live updates. Available on your smartphone.
Let's go, let's go! Hey, 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 guys, both of you. Move, move, move! Hey, hey, don't do that! No, 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 no. No. Why you do that? It's not necessary. It's not necessary. In this situation, it's not necessary. Hey, 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 hey! 28! Use your body, not a stick. Use your body, okay? You're a big guy. You're a big guy. I know. Hey, guys! It was a stick. It was a stick. It was a stick. Play, 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 play. Hey, I'm watching you.
God, hey! Leave it there! Leave it there, take it easy! Keep it down! Keep it down, boys! Hey, it's gone. Hey guys, what's the deal? Nothing's going on here.
Давай, Толч, еще одну. Давай. Поработать.
Barabanov with the goal for Russia. Came on the power play, off his skate and in on a shot from Tolchinsky. And that tied the game up 1-1 after Miloš Kelemen opened the scoring for Slovakia.
It's been a hard-fought game. The Russian squad has been the more physical of the two. As we see Julius Hudacek. He wasn't the starter for Slovakia against Great Britain. That was Branislav Konrad, who injured himself in the first period, stayed until the end of the first, and then Hudacek came in for periods 2 and 3. Slovakia won that game 2-1 against Great Britain. Still think that Slovakia's got an opportunity with the rebounds that are being left around the net by Simonov.
Wait, guys, wait.
So the third period gets going.
I'm afraid, really I'm afraid.
Both these teams have 2-0 in the 2021 World Championship. Cehlarik in ahead of the puck and offside called against Slovakia.
Russia has an 8-game win streak against Slovakia. That will either be added to, or Slovaks will have a chance to go 3-0.
It will get tested here in the third period. And Kamenev, who has won 9 of 14 faceoffs coming into the third period, did not like the way that puck was dropped and convinces the linesman that he was right, so they'll do it all over again against Ravik. Lantosi on the loose puck, and he'll pump this in. Artem Zub plays it around the boards, a little redirect for Kamenev. Back for Artem Zub. Plays it off for Nikita Zadorov. Zadorov whips it up the middle. And this is Mrs. Svets Rogovoy. And icing will be the call.
Svets Rogovoy coming into this game had one shot, and that was a goal, a shorthanded marker in their team's opener against the Czech Republic. This game, this third period, is stuttered to start.
Czech Republic and Belarus will be our second game here in this building. Ouch, slap shot from the line. That just sailed over the top of Pospisil, who had gone down, and Pospisil got up and took a look back. Buchko ties his man up. Puck comes around the boards. Deloga plays it back to the far corner, and Studenic goes in after it, but play gets whistled down.
Yeah, up into the netting. He was trying to do a hard reverse around the other side, and it just deflected up, hit the netting behind the net. There's Shlepyshev, first-time captain for his nation here at the tournament.
Alex Batan has scored for Italy. So Italy tied 1-1 over in the other arena, along with Latvia.
That's the brother of Nick Batan.
Correct. And they are reviewing that goal from what our trusty producer Bucky Buchanan tells us. So we'll keep you posted on that. Provorov to the front of the net. Left pad save made by Hudacek. Gavrikov will send a backhander down into the corner. Tolchinsky trying to work it free. Dishes it down low. Slepyshev. Karnukov back for Slepyshev. Got away from him. And he gets banked off the boards and cleared out by Kristoff. Gavrikov is going to dump it in, and with his team making a change, elects to take it back into his own zone. Now sends it up at center. Voronkov had to get away from him. Shalunov had it knocked off of his stick by Milos Roman. And back up at center, Kellerman takes a bump there from Dronov, but he does get the puck into the Russian zone. Back at the line for Konashko. Simon Konashko for Janosic. Janosic sails one to the front, and Simonov makes the save and hangs onto it.
Simonov plays for St. Petersburg in the KHL. His last 2 years, the 40 games that he's played, 23, 9, and 6 with 4 shutouts and a goals against of 1.9, a save percentage of .927. Very tidy numbers.
Ilya Samsonov is on his way from Washington, so Larry Bragin will have some decisions to make with regards to his net binding. We're going to get another icing call here against Russia. So the challenge for offside in the other game, and the challenge by Bob Hartley is successful, so it is still 1-0. There's Valeri Bragin, who first time in this championship. He's coached a number of years with the junior squad. He follows Ilya Vorobiev to the men's championship as coach, and Vorobiev followed legendary Oleg Znarak. Versmenko gets up rather slowly after getting spun around, trying to hustle his way back into the action, and he'll be able to take his time now. Icing gets waved off, though. Good hustle by Slovakia. Rosandic gets chased back into his own end. He'll pitch it off the glass. Sulak, no room in the neutral zone against Zadorov. And Sulak will take it back in behind his own net. For Rosandic, Lantosi. And Lantosi dumps it in off a stick, so play allowed to continue. Cehlarik goes in after it against Provorov. Cehlarik gets a little bit of help from Ravik. Ravik trying to stuff that back to the blue line, but it's intercepted. And Svets Rogovoy will take it back for Russia. It's turned over in behind the Slovakian net. Trying to get a handle on that loose puck is Ravik. And finally it does come around and grabbed off by Lantosi. Deflected in, and back for it is Gavrikov.
They just keep letting these potential icings play out.
Turned over, slap shot by Buchko, and a right pad save made by Simonov. Right back in, Tolchinsky gets it back. Shot to the corner by Slepyshev. Cleared back in for Tolchinsky. Slepyshev, backhander. Hudacek with the save in tight, and he will hang on to it.
Slepyshev can't believe it. He didn't elevate the puck. This line's been good today. Slepyshev and Tolchinsky sent to the front of the net. And Hudacek is able to keep that right pad down. Here's the pass from Tolchinsky, and then Hudacek, or pardon me, Slepyshev, if he just keeps going. But instead it goes into the knee pad, and Hudacek puts his right hand on it.
Back at the line for Artem Zub. Barabanov. Shalunov doesn't shoot it. Now he does. Fires it into the shin pads of Studenichka. For Studenic. Race to the far side boards. Kellerman trying to clear it out of the zone. Can't. And Russia will control. Shalunov. He'll get forced to the outside. Gets it back to the blue line. Zub. And that one gets blocked. Studenichka with a couple of blocks, and this one hurts. Studenichka still down. Linesman gives him a pat on the back, and play's going to continue here until Slovakia comes up with the puck, and now they do. Now we've got Kellerman at it in behind the play.
That is painful. Studenic, not just the one shot block, but the second one that he can't quite recover from. And the rule is, if your team doesn't have the puck, they don't blow it down unless it's really a dangerous injury. Here's the first block shot. It was off the inside of that right foot. That's the wrister.
Yeah, the wristers don't hurt as bad as these.
And I'll tell you, if it goes off the laces, there's not a lot of padding. There's the leather strip, there's some of that hard foam underneath, and then it's all the top of your foot. That pain is real.
You're indicating that you've blocked some shots?
I usually get out of the way, Dennis, but the latter part of my career wasn't as fast, and it seemed to hit me. Left foot for Studenic. And he's a hard worker. I mean, he's buzzing around for the Slovaks and likes to get in the way. His time with the New Jersey Devils this past season. Getting to know the NHL game.
And that's part of the NHL game.
Yeah.
Getting in front of shots. Provorov hustles back into his own end. Skalicki giving chase. Berdashov for Gavrikov and back for Berdashov. Berdashov has found the back of the net in this championship. Tied up in behind the net, squirts loose into the corner. Back out at center, and this will get dumped in. 3 goals for Berdashov and 4 points. So far in the championship, has moved around the KHL. 5 different teams. Kamenev carries in, and Kamenev with the wrister that goes off Razandich and out of play. So 14:42 left here in what has been a cautious third period in a 1-1 tie. As we look at the veteran coach Craig Ramsay, 4th year with Slovakia, 3rd world championship for him. Of course, no world championship in 2020 that was supposed to be played in Switzerland.
Also coached the team at the 2018 Olympics.
So we talk about Bob Hartley, who has been with Latvia for a number of years. Chance in front. Kamenev couldn't tap that in the open side. Blast from the line by Dronov. That was up high, blocked in front of the net by Ravik. Gernat on the loose puck, and he'll dump it in. Cleared right back out. Gernat knocked his man down at center ice. That was Big Timken. And Lantosi is back for it. Lantosi finds a little bit of room, and then it closes off as 3 Russian defenders closed in on him. Kept in at the line, though, by Pospisil. Back for Lantosi, sails one in, kicked away by Simonov. Pospisil in behind the Russian net, centered. Coming off the bench was Holoshinsky, tried to get it to him. Puts it back for Pospisil. To the line, Buchko. Buchko and Holoshinsky, 2 of the players in their first game. And this will be called a glove pass, and we will get a stoppage. 1-1 here in period number 3 in Riga. Face-off outside the line. Christoph coming into the third period had won 6 of 8 in this game. Shalunov had won 8 of 11 for Russia. Artem Zub played 7.5 minutes in the second period for Russia.
He and Zadorov have found some chemistry here at the World Championship, playing together as a shutdown pairing, and Zadorov, the one making all the hits.
So you've got Zadorov out there along with Zub, and then you've got Provorov and Gavrikov. Dmitry Orlov is on his way from Washington. He will have to go through a 6-day quarantine. They can play on the 6th day after they arrive. Kanashko back into his own end. Sends it on. Skalicki chips it off and in. And right back down the ice it goes into the Slovak zone. Voronkov trying to work it out front. Got double teamed. Good hit in the corner. And Skalicki gets a little physical at 6'5". This gets back at the blue line for Provorov. That got blockered away. Gavrikov is after it. Berdashov waits for it. Trying to get it back to the blue line for Provorov. He went down against the checking of Janosik. Gets it again and does get it to Provorov. Provorov goes cross ice. Gavrikov shot blocked. And taken by Milos Roman and slipped out to center ice.
Smart block by Kanashko, and then he's scampering to the bench as well. So Slovakia has made their changes at the right time.
At the line, Ivan squeezes his man out, and a shot, and play gets whistled down.
There's Kornukov, and he and Slepyshev play together in CSKA Moscow. In front of the net, taking a beating. They lost in the Gagarin Cup final. Kornukov has got a couple of points, a goal and an assist here at the World Championship for the 24-year-old. Last 5 years playing in Moscow.
So the face-off's becoming ever more important here as time ticks down in period number 3. Rurik wins this one. On for Cehlarik. Some time in the Boston organization for Cehlarik. Tosi goes after it. Trying to work it out front, but grabbed off. And Kuzmenko plays it around the boards out the center. Kuzmenko tracks it down, goes to the wrist shot. Save made by Hudacek. And update on Studenic. He has now left the Slovak bench and gone to the dressing room. Here comes Ravik after blocking that shot. Cross ice, Cehlarik. Rosandic got knocked down in front. And a long wrist shot from the left point is grabbed and held as Gernat gets that in on Simonov.
Gernat's a steady defender. There's Craig Ramsey. Got to be proud of how his team has played so far. 2-0, looking to get to 3-0 if they can find a goal here in the last 11 minutes and 4 seconds.
Head coach in the NHL with Buffalo, Philadelphia, and Atlanta. An assistant coach with a number of teams.
I had him when I was a Florida Panther. He's a very good communicator.
Pospisil throws this to the front of the net. Poloshinsky got spilled in the corner, and Artem Zub is on it. Trying to get that for Barabanov. Shalunov follows up and shovels it in. Hudacek will play it around the boards. He did not get to Holoshinsky. Buchko now gives chase on Barabanov, centered. This makes its way back all the way to the blue line. Galimov back at the line for Zub. Didn't get much on that shot. Buchko will muscle this out to center no further and right back in. Barabanov and Shalunov. Deloga with a good defensive play to break it up for Slovakia. Deloga up at center. Liska will send it in. And Simonov will leave it in behind his own net for Galimov.
It was an impressive play by Marek Deloga, the captain. The 32-year-old goes in at his own corner with 2 Russians, comes out with a puck, and is able to help get it down the ice and then gets to the bench.
Into the back half of period number 3 in a 1-1 tie. And play gets whistled down on the offside. captain. Welcome back to Olympic Sports Arena in Riga. Dennis Bayak, Dave Tomlinson, all of our TSN crew here at the World Championship. Day 4 of this event. Rosandich back into his own end. His pass up the boards. Ends up in the middle of the ice, and Lantosi trying to spring Ravik. It's intercepted, cleared back in. Rosandich will try it again. Stick lift there on Lantosi by Kamenev, and then grabbed off by Gernat for Rosandich. Big time minute muncher for Slovakia is the number 44 Rosandich. Turned over, Gavrikov the shot. Cehlarik went down and blocked it. Cehlarik up with the puck, trying to find a little bit of room. Gets it on for Ravik. Ravik will play it back into his own end. And Rosandich will hammer one in off the blocker of Simonov. Tied up on the far side. No room there at all for Sukelin back in. An errant pass by Slipashev. Skalicki lost his footing just outside the line. Dronov will play it back into his own end. Ozhiganov will send it in. And this will leave the playing surface, and we'll get a stoppage in play.
Student each had a chance early in the hockey game with that. Followed up with a rebound. And then the shot blocking. This one here felled him and took him out of the game. The left foot bore the brunt of that heavy slap shot.
He had a goal and 5 assists back in 2019 in Slovakia, averaged 13 minutes and 20 seconds of ice time per game. A couple of OHL years for him in Hamilton, a title in 2018, and is now off the Slovak bench after that shot block. Zub and Voronkov go shoulder to shoulder there. Buchko trying to break it up. Skalicki comes across. Centered in front of the net, and Voronkov couldn't get a stick on it. That was big Skalicki that Voronkov went shoulder to shoulder with and knocked the big guy down.
Yeah, Voronkov can certainly hold his own physically. He played the World Juniors. It wasn't the case. He was knocking everybody over.
Through center ice for Berdashov. Votes a backhander cross ice. Shulanov couldn't get to it. And Slovakia back out at center ice. Poloshinsky giving chase. Chases it all the way to the far side. Runs into Berdashov. Janosic. And now a penalty coming up to Russia.
Cross check in the offensive zone. Shalunov, who has been physical. Janosic, his turn. Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
1-1 game. There's been a lot of big hits. That one puts Slovakia on the power play.
At a key time with under 7.5 to go here in the third period.
It's the hit we talked about earlier from Voronkov. And Skalicki is pretty big. But Voronkov does the job there, played in the 2020 World Juniors, won a silver for Russia, 7 points in the 7 games, and was a top 3 player.
Big face-off win. Cross ice slap shot from the near side by Cehlarik off the glove of Simonov. And Cehlarik trying to get that down low to Ravik, but it's intercepted and cleared.
Again, it goes off the glove and not in the glove. For Simonov, there has been pucks sitting around him.
Couldn't play first base.
No.
In across the line, Ravik for Cehlarik and back for Ravik. Up top for Lantosi. Cross for Gernat. His cross ice pass deflected away. Good defensive stick there by Svetsrogobod. Chip back to the blue line. Gernat tees it up, rips it, scores! Blast from the line that finds the back of the net. Martin Gernat gets his first of the championship, and Slovakia with a 2-1 lead.
Great screen in front. Gernat with the slapper. And Simonov can't get it with the glove. They set it up back to the point, wait for the traffic to arrive. And this just befuddles the goaltender. Head up. Gernat's gonna lean into this one. It chips off a Russian player up high. And can't be caught. Celebration says it all, up 2-1 with 6:41 to go.
Well, buckle in, we're in for a finish. Russia down by 1. Karnukov chases this down to the front of the net. Deloga trying to play it up the boards. Zadorov all the way down low. Sharp angle, try kicked away by Hudacek's left pad. Christoph gets to center, sends it in. And back forward is Ivan Provorov. On for Slepyshev. Slepyshev chips it in and chases it. Gets rubbed out there by Janosik. On it is Konashko. Spins it back around. Shalunov is there. It was Shalunov who was in the box on the questionable call. So a controversial goal for Russia in the second period on a power play that tied the game. And maybe not the strongest of calls that gave Slovakia the power play here in the third. Shalunov battles forward in behind the net. Barabanov is on it. Barabanov got himself all tied up and went down. And Skalitsky will play this off the boards and send it back in where Artem Zub has it.
It's going to be short shift time now for Slovakia, and smart changes. They're going one at a time and making sure that they can still put pressure on. They don't want to sit back.
Barabanov's pass goes nowhere. And Rosandic will send it right back in. Barabanov chips against the traffic for Artem Zub. Zub pulls away from Cehlarik. For Zadorov. Nikita Zadorov winds his way to the line and takes a hit there from Gernat. Gernat on the backhand chips it off the glass. Ravik will track it down. Gets rubbed out there with Kamenev. Cehlarik there to help out and puts this back in behind the Russian net. And Nikita Zadorov with under 5. He'll play this through. Galimov all the way around the boards. Evgeny Timkin lets it go, blocked. Not sure Hudacek knew where that puck ended up, but it bounces in behind him and in behind the net. Kamenev, Provorov. Provorov's shot got blocked by Lantosi. He'll gently slip this back into the Russian zone. Gavrikov after it again. The long lead pass, misfire, and an icing call.
Gernat with the deciding goal. There's a great look at this slap shot. The traffic is there. It's going low and then knocks up high. Celebration for the Slovaks, so there's more work to do. And for Valeri Bragin with 4:14 on the clock, he's probably got 3 line changes, maybe 4. Got to get his top line out as often as he can.
Kamenev, who's had a very good day in the face-off department, but he loses this one, but it does end up on the stick of Svet Rogovoy. Gets to the line no further. Sukel carries back in, a leg drag by Holoshinsky, but the leg wasn't long enough. And offside is called. 4:03 on the clock. 2-1 Slovakia here in the third. Well, 4:03 to go. Slovakia trying to go to 3-0. Russia trying to get to 3-0. Right now, advantage Slovakia.
Russia went 3-0 in 2019. They went all the way through the qualifying round without losing. In 2015, Slovakia with their 3-0 start. They weren't all regulation wins. They ended up 9th at the end of the tournament.
Here's a shot. Hudacek down. Rebound is in front of the net. Ends up in the corner. Kanashko gets tied up. Voronkov trying to work it back to the front of the net. Sukel keeps an eye on him. Janosik into the pile as well. Artem Zub is in from the line, and Artem Zub gets jolted by Liska. And then Voronkov stepped into his man. Artem Zub back into his own end. Lead pass, Shalunov. In against Rosandic. Rosandic stopped him, and Milos Roman swings it up at center. Kellerman, who has the other goal. Kellerman inside and gets a good wrister away and a good save by Simonov. Provorov. No room at center against Roman. At center, this will dumped in by Stvanitsky, and he'll head to the bench on the change. Up for Barabanov. Barabanov will dump it in. Hudacek plays it for Deloga. Deloga cuts up the boards against Barabanov and bounces it back to the Russian line, and Ozhiganov is on it with under 2.5.
Another smart play by Deloga, the captain. He goes back to get the puck, checks out where he can go, and gets it out of the zone.
Slepyshev out there now, and offside is called, or is this going to be icing? This is icing.
We're all the way back.
And Slepyshev doesn't like the call, either does Zadorov, but
this is the goal by Kellerman, or pardon me, the chance by Kellerman. Goes off the blocker of Simonov. Kellerman had scored back in the first. Almost the same type of shot, too, where he pulled up and shot through the defender.
First World Championship for him, plays in Zvolin. Ozhiganov sends it on for Slepyshev, rink wide for Zadorov. Chips it in and goes in after it. Zadorov and Rosandic to the corner boards. Rosandic pokes it away. Holoshinsky plays it to the line. Christoph makes sure it gets out. Ozhiganov. This will get deflected in by Slepyshev. Rosandic plays it into the corner. Gernat tried to get it up for Holoshinsky. Some down low help there by Ravik. And it's out at center. And this will roll back into the Russian zone. Ojeganov back for it with Pospisil after him. He'll drop for Zadorov, 125, and Simonov will head to the bench for the extra attacker.
I just saw Artem Zub go to the dressing room, walk down the tunnel with the medical trainer.
Took a hit on that last shift.
Lichka was the one that really crushed him.
Bounces at the line. This is grabbed off with the empty net. Ravik for Cehlarik. He'll drop it back, and Deloga scores into the empty net. Cehlarik wanted the captain to get it. And Slovakia up 3-1.
Larry Bragg, can't believe it. This Slovak team has been playing their hearts out. Deloga's having a heck of a game defensively, especially in the third period. The big hug to Hudacek, the goaltender. Plays out there by Ravik. Gives it to Cehlarik, who could put it in. Instead, he knocks it back to the captain. Celarik's up to 5 points now. And that helper is his 6th. Deloga gets on the score sheet. And Slovakia goes to 3-0 for the first time in a long time, all with regulation wins. The 2015 year was not all regulation.
Correct. That play was special. For Cehlarik could just drop that back, and now Valeri Bragin.
Challenging an offside. Cehlarik did drag the leg here at the blue line.
So they will take a look at it.
Yeah, may as well.
Yes.
If you don't get it right, it's 3-1 and you have to kill a penalty, you're probably not coming back anyways. When the play was unfolding, it seemed everything was fine. Ravik was up the right wing.
And again, started with a good play all the way back in the corner. I think it was Rosandich that poked it out of the pile. So here's a look at it.
That's good. Puck's over at the very top of your screen. The toe drag, literally toe drag from Cehlarik.
And again, the linesman has a real good look at it. But you're right. I mean, from the standpoint of Valeri Bragin, what have you got to lose?
Well, you'll have to kill a penalty to usher out the game. But Dennis, we're getting the feeling now, 3 games that we're watching Slovakia, they're playing for each other and their coach. Not that Russia isn't, but we've seen the celebrations. We've seen the guys picking themselves up, helping each other afterwards.
Evident by the fact that they wanted the captain to get that goal. Cehlarik could have put it into the empty net very easily. It was dropped back for Marek Deloga, the 32-year-old captain of this team. 6th World Championship for him. Was part of the 2018 Olympic team. 2 World Juniors. Played pro in Slovakia, Czech Republic, Sweden, and the KHL. Has made a number of terrific plays in this game this afternoon that has now sifted into tonight. And Slovakia with the empty netter, a 3-1 lead. Ivan Provorov, all sorts of problems with that rolling puck in his own zone. Simonov is back in net. It's a power play. Back to the blue line, near side for Gernat. Another strong effort from him. Came to the side of the net, Cehlarik tried to jam that in the short side. Cehlarik knocked it down. They say it was a high stick. That'll bring the stoppage in play. And with Slovakia on the power play, the faceoff will come out.
Cehlarik had 2 goals and a helper in their opener. One on the power play, one an empty netter. And then an assist in his next game. He's got a power play helper and an empty net assist in this one. He's got an NHL shot. I know he's played there, but he can really shoot the puck.
Offside is called. We'll get a stoppage. And 5.8 seconds before the celebration becomes official. 40 NHL games, by the way, for Peter Cehlarik. 5 goals, 11 points. And we'll wait for the celebration from Julius Hudacek.
Cue the Huda show at 5.8.
Get the cameras rolling. Zadorov will slam this all the way down the ice, and Hudacek will make the save and bat it away. And what a big win for Craig Ramsay and this Slovakian team.
For an organization, a nation, a group that has placed 9th the last few times, they've got their sights set higher.
Latvia will pick up 3 more points with a regulation win, up on Italy 3-0. Final shots in this one, 28 apiece. And it was the power play goal in the 3rd period that was the difference in this one. And then Deloga into the empty net. It was Martin Gernat with the power play marker. There's the show we expected.
Right into your living room. We'll get you up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best players.
So we'll get the player of the game. And then we'll get the national anthem of Slovakia,
IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship.
Czech Republic, and Belarus at 8:15 local tonight. Canada and Germany over in Arena Riga. Simonov with the player of the game for Russia.
Slovākijas izlases labākais spēlētājs numur 33.
The best player of Team Slovakia, number 33, Julius Hudacek.
Well, whoever was picking took the easy way, just took the 2 netminders and went from there.
Low-scoring game, why not?
But they were both good.
Stopping 27 of 28, Hudacek did.
Next up, the Slovakian national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Slovakia.
Paldies par uzmanību. Nākošā 2021. gada pasaules hokeja čempionāta spēle notiks šeit, Olimpiskajā sporta centrā šovakar 20:15, kur savā starpā tiksies Čehijas un Latvijas izlases.
2021 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship will continue today.
Alex, this game was so close until the third period. What was the difference maker for Slovakia?
Slovakia played very good today and good for Czech, good teammates. I don't know. We don't play good today, and I don't know.
Why is this disappointing for you?
What?
Why is this disappointing, this loss for you?
Why we lost?
Yeah, or I'll change it, but you've been to 4 World Hockey Championships.
Yeah.
There have been a lot of upsets in this tournament. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Sorry, I don't understand what you want.
Okay. You found out 3 players will be joining your team next week from the NHL. What will they add to your team?
Who add?
The players in the NHL.
Yeah.
Tarasenko.
Yeah.
What will they add?
Yeah, Tarasenko, Orlov, and Samsonov. We wait these guys, and I think they power our team.
One in Russian. What can you say about your team today, and what was the difference maker?
In Russian language?
You can answer in Russian.
Okay, one more question.
What was the difference maker in the game today for Slovakia?
Потому что у них здорово действует, командные действия очень хорошие. Хороший форчек, очень быстрые. Нам надо было меньше ошибаться в средней зоне, больше закрывать вратаря. Ну и Гудочек сегодня здорово сыграл, поймал кураж.
Спасибо.
Thank you.
Martin, a close game until the third period, and then you score to give your team the lead and the win. How did that feel?
It's an awesome feeling. We spoke after second period in our dressing room that one shot can decide the game, and it happened. I'm lucky I was the goal scorer, but we are extremely happy for the win and 3 points.
Now you're the only team that is all wins in this group. What does that mean for Slovakia?
It's a great feeling. Like I said, we have to stay that way. We have to play simple. We have to compete hard, and next game to bring everything what we did in those 3 games.
What message does this send to the other teams?
Well, I don't know. We just go. That's all.
Was that your first goal in a World Championship?
No, I scored in Germany in 2016, I think. So that was my third.
Where does this one rank?
Pardon?
Where does this goal rank?
It's a pretty good one. It's a good feeling against Russia. So yeah, that's.
And then one in Slovakian. How good does this win feel for your team against the rival Russia?
Yeah, it's like I said, the group is strong. We try play hard and simple, and we scored 3 goals, and we won the big game for Slovakia.
Sorry, I'll do it one more time, but you can
Okay.
say it in your native tongue.
Okay.
That was great. How does this feel for your team getting the win against your rivals Russia?
Je to krásny pocit. Slovensko potrebovalo takéto veľké víťazstvo a o to je to krajšie, keď sme porazili Rusov a musíme si to vážiť a pripraviť sa do ďalších zápasov.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.